Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Thursday, February 27th, 2025. Now if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily top play in college basketball, that's my Bank Shot Best Bet. You can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Thursday in college hoops. First up, we have North Texas and FAU. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be on ESPN2. I like this spot for FAU. They're playing at home with revenge. They lost the first meeting at North Texas in a game that they were actually leading by double digits at one point in late in the first half. They weren't, North Texas had an amazing second half offensively in that game. They were able to, mount the comeback. They had, I believe, a 40% plus three-point shooting night in that ball game. And for me though, FAU, they've really improved in the second half of the season. This was a team that had a lot of expectations. They struggled a bit in non-conference play, didn't have the best start in conference play, but we see now with an 8-6 record in the AAC, they had a 5-game win streak at one point in the end of January, beginning of February, and they were scoring 80 plus points in a lot of those ball games. I know they're playing one of the toughest defenses in mid-major college hoops, but I still think FAU is going to be able to score in this one. And I think the FAU defense is a little bit underrated. From a shot quality perspective, it is actually quite strong. As long as North Texas doesn't shoot 45% or better from the perimeter, I don't think the Mean Green are going to be able to score enough to keep up in this game. I think FAU should be favored. Right now, they are the small dog at home. Wouldn't be shocked to see this line go through 0, though, so make sure you shop your numbers. But give me FAU right now, plus any points and on the money line. Next up, we'll go to the Horizon League as Detroit Mercy takes on Green Bay. I know this is a game that a lot of people have had circled on their calendar for months now, as this could be one of the games of the year in college basketball. But obviously, both teams combined 11 wins this season, and that's a little bit generous to Green Bay because they're not really, doing their part. They only have 3 wins this year, 3-26. 1-17 in conference play. Now, they did recently get that conference win. That was on February 16th. Actually, a pretty decent win against Wright State by 11 points. And I got to say, I think Green Bay's been a lot more competitive in recent games where, they only lost by 4 to Youngstown State on the road. 9-point loss at Robert Morris, one of the better teams in the conference on the road. The outright win against Wright State. So it's clear that Green Bay is starting to build some momentum here as we get near the conference tournament. I think they're the much better team in this game, compared to Detroit Mercy. Detroit Mercy, we know last year was a miserable season for this team. They only won 1 game overall. This year they already have 8 wins, so a big improvement. But I still think you see this team on a 5-game losing streak, not playing really competitively offensively. I don't think they have enough offense in this one. I think Green Bay's got some scores. They're actually a great free throw shooting team. They get to the line a ton. They're not terrible from the perimeter. I think Green Bay scores enough to really earn a comfortable win in this one. Give me Green Bay as the favorite. We haven't seen that too often this year, but I'll lay the points with Green Bay. Next up, we have Kennesaw State taking on FIU, Florida International. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern as well. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, we've taken Kennesaw at home a few times this season. They've been a pretty good home team compared to other teams or other conferences in mid-major college basketball, but on the road, I don't love them, and especially in this matchup. FIU playing at home with revenge, lost the first meeting of the season series. I thought FIU played really well against Liberty. You look at the final score, they only scored 45 points, but they only shot 8% from 3, 45% from 2, but their defense was so strong in that game. Not easy to keep Liberty to 58 points. They turned the ball over quite a bit, but they were strong on the offensive glass, and they forced 18 turnovers on Liberty in that ball game, and I think that's going to be a big thing here. FIU, a very aggressive defense. They force a lot of turnovers. Kennesaw has had issues taking care of the ball this season, losing the ball about 20% of their possessions. I think FIU wins the turnover battle in a big way. Kennesaw is a great rebounding team, but FIU can compete there. I don't think it's going to be a clear advantage for one team or the other. I think both teams get to the free throw line quite a bit, but FIU does a really good job of getting there, and Kennesaw has had issues taking a lot of fouls early in games. I think FIU scored a lot of its points from the charity stripe. They just shot 80% from the free throw line in their last game. I think this is a good spot for FIU, and I was really impressed with that defensive showing against Liberty on the road. They were able to cover the spread. So give me FIU in this one at home. Next up, we have North Dakota and St. Thomas. This one 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, you look at these two teams' records on paper. North Dakota 11-18, 5-9 in conference play. St. Thomas is 20-9 overall, 10-4 in conference play. you would think St. Thomas should be the clear favorite, the clear better team. And I do think St. Thomas is the better team in this game, but there's no doubting they're not really in great form right now. They lost back-to-back games, winnable games against teams that have not really put together that great of seasons in South Dakota and Oral Roberts. And yes, those were games on the road, and St. Thomas is now back at home where they certainly play their best basketball. But they're a sizable favorite in this game, and I think North Dakota is a really underrated team. Their offense is quite strong. They're a great rebounding team, and that's a problem for St. Thomas. They're one of the worst rebounding teams in the country, so North Dakota should have a big advantage there. North Dakota does a great job at taking care of the basketball, which is very important as a road dog. I think North Dakota scores enough points in this game, like they did really in the first meeting, which was an 88-80 final score, to keep this game close, keep it within the number, and actually have a chance to win it outright. I mean, we also see North Dakota playing, some of its best ball recently with wins over Oral Roberts and North Dakota State in a rivalry game in that last one. So I think St. Thomas finds a way to win, but I like North Dakota to at least cover the number. I can't lay this many points with St. Thomas in their current form. Next up, it's St. Mary's and Loyola Marymount. This one is going to be 11 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. St. Mary's, a big win last time out over Gonzaga. That was a road victory to sweep the regular season series. We'll see if those teams meet again in the West Coast Conference Tournament. If they do, I'll definitely be on Gonzaga, but I know a lot of you probably don't want to hear that. But nonetheless, in this meeting, I think it's a good spot to fade St. Mary's. Clear letdown spot, after the big win like that over Gonzaga. Loyola Marymount's a lot better than what we've seen in recent games, and they did bounce back with a win over Pepperdine in their most recent contest. It's also senior night, which is it's the final game of the regular season in general for the Lions. St. Mary's has one more game after this, but there's a few seniors in the starting lineup for Loyola Marymount, and I do expect a pretty emotional game, but I like their chances to at least cover the number, if not pull off the upset. Loyola Marymount, shot quality-wise, is solid defensively. They take care of the ball, which is very important against St. Mary's. They're also pretty good three-point defense, which is also equally important against the St. Mary's offense. So I'm going to go with Loyola Marymount plus the points and on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Thursday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.